Gooch.
And welcome back to the podcast, everyone. How are we doing?
How are we getting on?
Not too bad.
So today we have a very special guest joining us. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Evan Landon, host of the podcast Villainous Cinema. So villainouscinema.com. There on Twitter at Evan Landon. I don't know, we do the plugs before or after?
At the start and at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so at Evan Landon, villainouscinema.com. We got another podcast that we're doing tonight on, this time it's going to be Guns Akimbo. The Harry Potter gets guns bolted to his hands movie that came out.
I seen that actually. Pretty good.
That was so
Yeah,
funny.
as soon as I saw that trailer, I was like, oh, this is fucking perfect.
See if you
I
can
mean,
pull up an image of
it's
that
such a
car.
weird concept. Yeah, I will.
Because we've no idea what the fuck's going on. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
So it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's the
I
picture.
watched this
That's
with my
the
parents
meme
as
that's been
well.
going
It's even
around.
worse.
Just because he looks fucking insane in it, I think
Yeah.
it's 10 times better. Because, like, you know, Harry Potter never looked crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? Hold on.
But yeah, it looks pretty good.
What was that?
A dog.
No, it's a bird. Hold on.
What the fuck? Oh, you got like
Get back.
parrots and shit.
Yeah,
This
that's
is the
a
second
bird.
parrot to have ever interrupted a podcast.
Oh, get up, go. Yep. Yeah, he's just get out of here. Come on. Trying to do a
Did you guys
podcast.
see that?
idiot.
Did you see that video where
That's
it was like Harry Potter, but they replaced the
Ah.
wands with guns?
Oh, yeah, I was
I
watching
did see
that
that.
yesterday.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
an interesting one. For sure. Be sure.
When Ron, like, shoots the troll and he's like, cool. It's so bad.
Yeah, that
It
was
would have
just
been a very different franchise, to say the
yeah,
least.
definitely.
Mm.
Yeah, I was like anything that's like because we do on my show we do B movies, cult classics, and VHS trash, and we watch them so you don't have to. And that was as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, we got to do this one because the last one we did I think was Chud 2, Bud the Chud. So that's like the sort of thing that we do, you know.
So more on like what you do. So tell us what you talk about in your podcast.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much it. I got like, there's a pretty, it took me a while to figure it out. It's just basically, the format, took a long time because, it started as a radio show on, WGOT in Gainesville. And then, when I moved from Gainesville back to down south, Florida, I changed it to a podcast, and then because it took like, it would take like a 3-hour long episode to edit it down to like an hour, and it's taking out like all the cursing and making it radio friendly, and if there were like questionable things in the movie like rape or anything like that, I'd have to clean it up for radio, but like as a podcast I can talk about whatever the fuck I want, so like, and then I don't edit it at all. I'm just like, yeah, put it out
What is
there.
Sam?
Yeah,
I tell everybody that I do edit it, but that's just to kind of like, that's why I sit around and do nothing. Like nobody bothers me. So that's a little insight right there.
Yeah.
If I say I'm not editing, it's like, he just doesn't want to be bothered. That's all.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know that we at the start we didn't know, like we were just like, oh, should we edit it or something? I think there's been maybe 3 videos where we've edited. There's been one where like we took out something that someone wanted us to take out, and then there's been 2 other situations where there's been like, there's been a technical difficulty in the middle of the podcast and like cut, and then we'll have to like splice it together. It's so bad when that happens. Like what happened with we had Miltos Thorolama on Syrio Farrell from Game of Thrones.
Look him up.
And I think, I will.
Remember, you gotta be the Jamie here.
I'll scream at you to do this. Yeah, we had Syrio Farrell from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Oh wow, cool.
So yeah, and like what happened was, I think Thomas, was it your computer just turned off?
My electricity went.
Oh right, your electricity went, yeah. And
Oh,
it was just like me and Jared were sitting there like I could see, you can even see it in the podcast. Me and Jared are sitting there with like our hands over our mouth, like fuck, what are we gonna do?
yeah, it's
And then,
trousers time right then.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we
Technical
got.
difficulties are a huge part of podcasts, sadly.
Yeah, well, I mean, it adds realism to it. You know,
exactly, yeah.
that's what I was. It's
Well,
like
I
whatever.
just hope it gets easier as we go on, because like right now, I know the only technical difficulties that are like plaguing kind of every podcast is that me and Thomas's mic buzzes every so often, because we have the same mic, and like I got it and I was trying it and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Oh no, wait,
Oh,
Thomas got it. Thomas got it and he was like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. And then because he got it because his mic before that was buzzing as well, and so was mine, because we've had pretty much the same mics, me and Thomas, and so we replaced it with this one, and then it started buzzing and everyone was like, God, what the fuck is that noise? And we were like, not again, like, oh my God. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I've just like ordered a new mic now, and I'm waiting for that to come, because I'm sick of like people being like mic and then having to mute and being like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no,
annoying. Like, you lose your trail of thought.
Exactly, yeah, because like if you're going on a whole thing and then like your mic starts buzzing and then someone goes mic and you mute it, you're like, oh fuck, what was I saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like our thing, because like I started off like I graduated from Full Sail back in 2003 for audio recording. So like for me, when I first started the podcast, like I went up to Gainesville to visit my guitar player. I was in a band called Drifters on Nitrous, and my guitar player moved up there, and I didn't move up there with him. My drummer moved up there too, and then I eventually moved there, and then like we just never started the band up again. But he said, because he was really busy, he was like, hey man, why don't you start a radio show? He's like, and I'm like, I don't know, like, so he hooked me up with the person at WGOT, and then I was like, oh, how do I do this? Like I need like a microphone, and I need like the outboard gear, and like I need the input jack and all that, all the things that come along with it. And so then I just started like, I had like just this basic setup where it was just like, I could only record stereo tracks. So I just put two microphones out and just recorded the whole thing like that, instead of having everyone have their own microphone. So like you'll hear like this, and like it just, we sit around a table and just like talk, and not everyone has their own microphone. So like you'll like hear some popping and everything, because because whatever the speaker that's going through the computer, it just like, oh, like, I don't know, this like sometimes you can't like go back in and fix all that stuff. So like whenever there's just like some shoddy just popping or something like that, I'm just like, fuck. But whatever, So whenever you get back up to when you record it, and there's some things that you can edit out, and there's some things that you can't. It's just, again, just adds to the realism of it, So
Yeah. I think the worst thing for me anyway is like my internet will just be like so bad sometimes that like I'll be talking with someone, or like I'll ask them a question and then they'll be talking and then everything will freeze for like 5 seconds and then it'll continue.
Mm-hmm.
But like it doesn't like stop and then play really fast like it usually does. It just stops and then goes from where he's like, they keep talking and I'm just like, oh fuck, what is this person saying?
Yeah, it's rough when they're talking directly to you and you lost 10 seconds of it.
Yeah, because like what
happened? You need to play off like it didn't happen.
It kept happening during, like, I did a solo episode there maybe a week ago or a week and a half ago with Christopher Poirier Kim, and so like I usually bank on the other lads listening in when my internet is going bad, and for that entire thing, like every 10 minutes it was like 10 seconds and then back to it, and I was just like, oh.
And when you're half an hour in and you have to get to an hour, it's rough to be like, we have to restart.
Oh yeah, no, it's when I never restart. I leave like everything in. So I tried to keep it. Yeah, well, I mean, I try to keep it below like 3 hours, because sometimes we'll be talking for like 3 hours, and sometimes the movies, like I can like conservatively talk about some movies for like 7 hours. But you know, whenever we get to talk, and it took a while to get the format down too, because like, you know, it starts off with like the music, and we do like about like 8 to 10 minutes of just like, you know, getting to know, you know, like what you guys been up to, something like that, and then we launch right into just I kind of like guide people through the movie, just with jokes that I think are funny. So you'll hear me laugh a lot at my own stupid jokes, but that's just part of my part of my charm, I believe.
Right, so because you have a cinema-based podcast, we usually ask this to some of our guests anyway, especially ones who are involved with like acting and like movie podcasts and stuff like that. But what would you say is your top 5 films of all time?
Top 5 films of all time?
Yeah.
I would say, wow. I always say like The Thing, John Carpenter's remake of The Thing. That's always I know I had like a discussion with somebody about that, and I said that, you know, he's like, hey, Remake can't be you know, the best movie of all time, you know, whether it's a horror movie or whatever. It's a remake.
Have you seen John Carpenter's The Thing though?
Yeah, that's what I told him. I'm like, it's a perfect movie. Yeah. So, I mean, the only thing it doesn't have is romance, unless, you know, you talk about that when the dogs merge together. I guess that's kind of romance.
I would look up The Thing, only the practical effects in that movie would just like disgust everyone.
Yeah, and it's yeah. I mean, if you know it, you know. But
yeah, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. Then that one, and then I guess what's another one? Princess Diaries 2, Royal Engagement. No. Well, let me see. Off the top of my head, I would say
Norbit.
No. No. Reservoir Dogs. I mean, that's a really big one for me.
Yes.
Brilliant movie.
I love Quentin. You know, like anything that he does, you know, it's just gold. But that was the first one that actually got me into writing and really like starting to love films. I think a lot more. After that,
I think it's his best one. That and Pulp Fiction, best Quentin Tarantino films for me, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, and I like a lot of bad movies too, like, because that's pretty much where we started, like with the podcast, was, you know, just doing bad movies. So, oh man, it's just so, there's so many out there. And then just looking over here, because I got like 800 VHS. I'm just looking over here. I love Scanners. Scanners is amazing. Aliens. That's the second one. I think that's the best sequel ever made.
I actually said that on Twitter the other day. Jesus, man, nice.
It's perfect. And then let's see, what's another one? Clockwork Orange. That's my favorite Kubrick film. So that's 5 right there. I mean, but like, I mean, what's I mean, like, I also like campy stuff like Death Becomes Her and Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, you know, anything like that. Now, and it would just be like, everyone thinks like, you know, I just watch horror movies or just B movies and stuff like that, because, you know, I watch a lot of Mystery Science Theater. So that's pretty much where the whole idea for the podcast came from, was just watching that shit like nonstop.
Have you watched the English series Sherlock, starring like Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman?
No, I never did.
If you like mystery, that's a really good TV show.
It's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. What was there was a recent movie with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe called The Lighthouse.
Jared loves The Lighthouse.
My favorite film.
I gave it 5 stars. I've never given anything 5 stars in my life, but I think it. But I watched it on shrooms, so that's it too.
I watched it by myself twice, with the girlfriend once. Went down to a friend's house, said we have to watch it. Watched it again. I watched it twice since then. It's just such a good movie.
Yeah, I actually had to go watch it without the shrooms just to be sure, and I was like, "Yep,
Yeah,
5 stars
yeah.
again, 5 stars again." Yeah.
We
great.
we talk a lot about horror on this kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And we like
Yeah,
horror films.
I have a
I
personal
thought it was a horror film.
deep-rooted love for horror movies, and I share that greatly with Thomas anyway.
It's
Because
because of
anytime-
his
anytime I'm
paranormal experiences.
Don't make me tell the goddamn sandwich story again.
Oh, now you got to.
Tell the
Alright,
story,
okay, here we go.
Bring up the scary on the
First,
internet. Warning.
Look up the word
Warning.
scary.
Warning.
Scary alert or something.
Scary alert. Scary alert. What you're doing.
There we go.
There is a dark side to humanity.
But we will.
Alright,
You at your own risk.
let me first of all, let me just say, like, anytime I go to Thomas's house, like, I just make him watch the kind of horror movies either I grew up with or I think are really good. So, like, I made him watch Nightmare on Elm Street, the original one. I made him watch the remake just to see how shitty it was.
Just so you can compare. I was gonna say, like, that's a real horror movie right there.
Very
Yeah.
shitty.
I made him watch Hereditary. I made him watch Midsummer.
I love Midsummer. Midsummer was great.
This was
It was
really good.
It was really great.
It's so like polarizing. Those two movies are so polarizing. I didn't like Hereditary like so much because it was very. I felt like it dragged a lot, but I think that's part of it. You know.
It's a slow burn, yeah.
Yeah.
Even the
It
boys
was
like
based
that.
off of some kind of. I was watching some of that today. It was based off some kind of legend,
Really.
like
That's all.
founded in
No.
actual legend.
Yeah,
They made up this cult part of it, but
Yeah,
the overall story is based
Payman
on
is an
something.
actual, like,
King of Hell.
yeah,
He's the eighth, he's one of the 8 kings of hell. Like.
yeah. It's a real
Yeah,
thing.
that's
Like,
the whole thing
if you
behind
look
it,
it up,
isn't
yeah.
Yeah.
that-
But like, talk
No,
about
wait,
horror.
I
Before you
mean-
tell your sandwich story.
When Gabriel Byrne gets said lit on fire. Oh, spoiler alert! Yeah, everybody
It's
dies.
good.
The cult wins.
the trailer is misleading as well.
That's the part I loved about it. That the trailer was just like, see this little girl. This little girl's about to fuck up your entire life. She's the main character of this movie, and some creepy shit's going on around her. And then, like, 30 minutes in, she gets decapitated by a pole.
Yep.
And I was like, holy shit.
Him saying set on fire was a spoiler.
No, I
You
think.
just ruined the movie.
Shut up. I will.
Did I say it's set on fire? I meant
I will
his
edit
acting
it.
was on fire.
I'll
That's what I
edit-
Yeah, bro, come on.
I'll actually.
When
I
said
swear to
she was
God, I will.
decapitated,
I
I mean
will-
that she blew heads off the roof. You know what I
I will
mean?
edit this and add a fucking spoiler warning for Hereditary at the start. But, like, literally, like, I think just that entire sequence, from when she gets decapitated to when it's, like, just on him for, like, 5 minutes straight, and he's just, like, in complete shock, and then when he drives home really slowly, that entire, like, when I
The
watched it with my
suspense.
friend, completely silent. When I watched it with Thomas, completely silent. Jaws dropped.
Yeah.
Watched it with a girlfriend and same reaction. We're like,
Yeah.
this is not what I was expecting.
It completely subverts expectations. It's fucking, like, and that's what horror does. That's what horror is meant to do. Like,
It is.
I
Exactly.
prefer
Well,
slow burn to something like completely jump scary. Even though they're like jump scary movies are kind of popcorn movies where you just go in for the popcorn, for the experience of like being in it.
like did you ever see The Nun?
I
Ugh.
didn't. I haven't. I swear to
No,
God.
it's
The only
stupid.
film I've seen from the Conjuring universe is Annabelle Comes Home. Me and Thomas went to see
Shite
it.
movie.
All
All
right.
yourselves laughing.
Now, on from shitty horror movies to the most terrifying story you're gonna hear in your life.
Oh, yes.
All right. So it starts. You know what? It starts exactly like Hereditary does. At Awake. At Awake. Actually, no. The morning after Awake. So the removal. Okay.
Okay.
So, 2-story building. So everyone's downstairs with Thomas. I think that's your mic. Or just don't turn it off, thank you. But anyway, so everyone's downstairs, and I'm told to stay upstairs and make tea for people, and so there's a table full of food, and then I'm making tea for people who are downstairs with with the coffin. And so then what happens is I spot something move out of the corner of my eye. And I was just like, yes, it's probably nothing. Probably nothing. I wasn't freaked out by that. I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I spot something move again. And I look back. And a fucking sandwich fell over. This man is laughing with absolute terror right now.
Yep, terror.
No, I mean, look, your sandwich. Yep. Did you lose your
We're
sandwich?
laughing with you, Dara.
This thing is just 2 meters away from me.
I've heard this so many times.
Scarier every time.
Every time you tell it.
He has said it. He's told the story to 5 paranormal investigators. 5.
Hold on, 3 of them were on my fucking side. All right, shut up.
Zach Bagans. Did you sell the sandwich to Zach Bagans?
I told it to Rochelle Stratton and Brian Murray. Told it to Daryl Marston. Told it to Shannon Sylvia. Didn't tell it to Mustafa. I mean, I wasn't here. No, I didn't tell it to Mustafa. I wasn't here.
Well, I mean, the real question is, what kind of sandwich was it?
All right. Oh yeah. Oh, everyone fucking asked this, and you're not gonna be ready for this because you're gonna be like, "What the fuck? Why was it? What?" So, piece of bread, butter. Yes, butter. Ham, butter, bread.
Wow.
Yeah.
No cheese? Nothing?
No.
Oh.
Just ham and butter.
Wow, that's frightening.
Yeah, terrifying.
I don't know about you, but I want to hang up already.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh man.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah. No. Do you guys ever hang out in graveyards?
Come on, what the fuck?
No, I'm a normal person.
Yeah, I was just here this morning. Me and my friend went for pints.
That's where you go from there. No, I always wanted to like.
Quiet.
No, it's like it's very, very, very. Yeah, it's very peaceful, you know. But I don't know what really brought that up, but like I do know that like for the past couple of years since doing the podcast, like I've always wanted to do one in a cemetery on a Halloween night.
I wouldn't do one
in a cemetery on Halloween night after watching.
Oh yeah.
Pet Cemetery.
I would do one.
Or Slenderman.
In a really old cemetery, not
one in the
one.
forest. Actually, no. We talked about doing something similar, except we've had so many paranormal investigators on at this point that we were thinking about like going to Ireland's most haunted castle, which is actually in our county, funnily enough.
Oh, that sounds great.
Spending a night and like trying to find ghosts and shit.
Oh,
well, no, we'd have to do a tour. So
I would do that. I've been wanting to go to Ireland for a long time.
Well, I don't.
That was actually. Well, I mean, like just money. Oh, the COVID, you know, yeah. the thing that we don't speak of, you know, but the reason that everybody's kind of landlocked right now.
Yeah.
So you know, that's one of the drawbacks to it. I mean, I'm glad that I got back from Costa Rica in December, because if I had waited like another month, I'd probably be stuck there, you know.
Mm.
So that's like, yeah. But yeah, no, it's like what was it like when I was down there? We were shooting a movie, and then I got in touch with some of the guys that were, you know, making the movie and stuff down there, because I was also a cameraman for the New York Mets spring training down here in Florida. So like, you know, and I'm an audio guy, so then all of a sudden everybody thought, you know, I was a cameraman. You know, go figure. But I could do like all the video editing and all the audio editing, and I was basically doing audio there. But there was a couple of things I was doing down there. Like I was wanting to maybe do like some surf videos and shit like that. But I was like, yeah, I mean, like the entire time I kept like, you know, saying like, man, I really just want to go to Ireland, you know. And when I was pitching to the guys that were doing it, like that were making the movie, I was pitching them one of the things because I did like maybe a couple of things of stand-up comedy. That was like more like bucket list thing. because on the podcast, everyone, even on Twitter, when Steve Martin retweeted me, everybody started thinking I was funny too. So I was like, all right, but and then jokes on them. I'm not funny at all. But then yeah, so I did that. I was pitching it to him because like when some of my friends were all were bodybuilders and they were also stand-up comedians. So I wanted to write a story as a vehicle for those guys to show them off and show their skills off. And I was like, well, I really want to be a part of it too, but I'm not. I'm like skinny. I'm like skinny as fuck. Like I weigh like $165 soaking wet, And then and so like I was like, yeah, but I really want to be a part of it. What can I do? And I was like, you know what? With these guys and they're funny and everything, I was like, what if my guy was just Irish? Like, so I would do like an Irish accent. I was actually like contemplating if I could like do an Irish accent with you guys and and see how long I could carry it.
Can you try it now?
Sure. I mean,
what dialect are you going for?
It's not definitely a good one, but it's kind of a bit more of an Irish accent, like
Actually, not that bad.
No,
I try not to. I try not to carry it on like too much or sound like Becky Lynch, but
it's kind of it's
that
like
one was way better.
It's like South Dublin kind of.
Yeah, but he also went up to Northern Ireland for a second.
Yeah.
Belfast. No, it's like
Turtle.
We are all about doing accents on this podcast.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I am anyway. I always do a Bill Burr impression, and then I do the Australian accent because I have a bunch of Australian shit, so I'll chuck on the hat, chuck on the glasses.
Oh,
like,
skit guy.
Yeah, I'll just be like, fucking have a couple of gin Thames per hour here. Everyone, fucking go ahead. Then I'm not gonna eat all of them.
Yeah, knock the car and have it, yard.
Yeah, fucking just like got the guitars over there, fucking TV.
Yeah, Bill. It's funny to do like Bill Burr. Bill Burr is amazing though. Like,
he's a funny guy, ain't he?
Yeah. The one like I always say this, the one clip I go back to like when I'm trying to do a Bill Burr impression is it's from Kids, Dogs, and a Prius, where he's talking about he thinks he could have a kid. He's like, yeah, I think I had a kid. Yeah, I don't think it'd be that hard. Fucking yeah. And he's like part of me believes that, and then the other half of me is like pissing off everyone. Who's like, dude, you have no idea how stressful it is. He's like, oh, I got a dog. Like, dude, you can't even fucking compare it to a dog. I can. I just did, and I'll do it again.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, I saw it. I loved them on what was that, Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, we are huge fans of Joe Rogan here, I think.
Yeah,
yeah.
Me too.
100%.
We all listen to Joe Rogan, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, when you're on a podcast, can you like really not be a big
Can
fan
you
of
avoid
Joe
Rogan if you're a podcaster?
Can you not be a big fan of Joe Rogan?
Tell you right now, like my first co-host, Alan Tyson, he's another comedian, stand-up comedian, and he was my first co-host in Gainesville, and he fucking hates Joe Rogan. he talks so much shit about Joe Rogan. He's like, man, it's just like he's like this bully that would like stuff you into a locker and laugh at you, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of his appeal.
I mean, that's what he looks like, but then you hear him talk.
He sounds like such a nice guy, but he could also fucking kill you in like 2 seconds. Have you seen his kicks?
Yeah, that was what I was gonna say. What's his name? Pierre. What was that? George St. Pierre.
Yeah.
He said that. He was like saying that like Joe Rogan's kicks are like the strongest that he's ever seen.
Yeah. Have you seen like there's videos and it's like Joe Rogan's kicks are like gunshots.
Yeah.
And he's like literally kicking the bag and it's just like boom, and it's like holy fucking! Imagine catching that.
Yeah.
You would be fucking dead.
Yeah. When he was like a kid or when he was like a teenager, he was in one of those. He finished a dude off like real quick. There's a video of that. Like when he was a kid, it was still.
Oh yeah, I've seen that when he was competing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he'd ever fight again?
Fuck no.
Probably not.
No, he's fully on the commentating side now. I know he
Yeah.
still
I
trains.
would
He
love
has
to
he
believe,
has a
like,
gym and everything.
if someone like he was friends with said like, "Do you want to do this?" and like they were similar
Mike Tyson.
ages, give me a year to prepare, they would do it. I'd love to see that. But,
I mean,
I'd love to see him fight someone, but like, I don't think he would.
I think
he
like
definitely won't, yeah.
for the amount of money that he makes, like it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for him to do
Yeah,
it.
he got 100 million off Spotify.
Yeah, but like a lot of what he does, he doesn't do for money. He does it because he can. He's enough money to do whatever he wants now.
Yeah.
He could expand his podcast into a global empire.
I don't think he needs to work for the UFC anymore. He just does it because he loves it.
Yeah, he likes
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah,
you'd
it's
love
like
it as
same
well
with
if you were like sitting ringside and fucking watching these guys kick the shit out of each other, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it'd be so much
It's the same with
better than
Jeff
watching that.
Bezos. Like, didn't we say before Jeff Bezos could buy Ireland? Like,
He
Jeff
could
Bezos
buy Ireland
buy
5
fucking
times.
anything he wanted, to be honest.
He could buy
Wow.
Ireland, deck it out, and sell it.
He could probably like cut underneath Ireland and like move it to another
But
place.
no, look up how much money he has there, and look up how much it would cost to buy Ireland. He can do it 5 times.
I
I'm
believe
pretty
it.
sure that's right. Yeah,
Am I looking up net worth or how much money?
Net worth.
just net worth.
Net worth. Okay.
Be shocked and amazed at the
Oh,
This changes
190.6
so much
billion.
all the time.
190.6 billion. Okay, right.
He made 25 billion during the COVID
One day.
outbreak.
Really?
How much did he make in one day? Was it 5 billion? Or
Wouldn't be
was it?
surprised.
Remember that day we were talking about?
How
No,
much
not
to
a
buy
house.
all of
Darren, not a
Ireland?
house.
Yeah, it's not coming up. Hold on.
How much? Just look up Ireland worth.
How
They
much
gotta
is
look
Ireland worth? Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
That's the economy, but like
At the
still-
time when we said it, he could do it
Wait,
5
net
times.
worth of Ireland. Here we go.
But look at it now.
770.
772 billion.
Ah, that's
but
not
that's the net
right.
worth of everyone in the country combined.
Oh, that's not the ground. That's the people as well.
Oh no, that's
Unless he
the
wants to enslave the Irish people and buy the country.
That's some pretty wicked reasoning right there. It's like, well, you know. But yeah, that goes. I don't know. That goes back to like again back to horror movies. You know, like you get to sit there and like and tell people it's like, yeah, then this, like that this and this happens, and then they killed this person and they raped this person, and then she goes and kills them and blah blah blah, and you're like, wow. And my mom is always sitting there, because I put my mom on the podcast too. I make her watch these shitty movies, and then it's like she's sometimes says it's like a prison sentence. I'm like, oh, I just don't have anybody to talk about. I just don't have a co-host. But yeah, she was like, well, I'm like sitting here telling her, like, I'm like describing like a horror movie to her, and she's like, why are you into this shit? Like, why? Like, how are you? Like, why does this entertain you? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's
You
not
dropped
something
me as a child. You see the flat patch?
What's your like favorite?
This is
shitty
your
horror
fault.
movie?
My favorite shitty horror movie?
Yes.
Oh, Army of Darkness, probably.
Fucking.
I've actually gotten super into horror films at the moment, especially
Oh, yeah.
cheap ones.
Mhm.
What do you think about Creep?
Creep? Oh, that was that. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it actually.
You see the sequel?
No, yes, I did see the sequel. I did. I'm not really into found footage movies, but I did
Neither
like that.
was
And I
I
like
till
how
I seen it.
I did like how the sequel kind of subverted expectations too. Because like you saw him as kind of a different character this time, and he was trying to find his love
Have you ever
for killing again. So I was like, oh, this is.
You ever seen The Cube?
Yes, that's another one that's
great
kind of
movie.
low budget. Yeah, you never find out why they're there. There's just
Oh no, there's the
open-ended.
second film which completely ruins it, like completely and utterly. There's
Yeah,
a sequel to it, and it shows them going in, shows the people putting them in, and it just completely fucks up the first film about the whole mystery aspect to it.
Fucks everything. It's like
Yeah.
usually like. I think the biggest like funniest thing I think is that with the newest Halloween movie, like the one in, was it 2017?
Look it up. I think it was.
Yeah.
2017.
Oh,
2018? I think it was
not
2018.
not the Rob Zombie ones, right?
2018.
Oh God, no, fuck no. This one, but like
Okay.
this one has like, so obviously they had the first Halloween, and then I think they had up to Halloween 20, and fucking this one rewrote everything, and just so the first movie happened, and nothing between the first movie and this one ever happened. So all those movies are fucking out of timeline now.
Well, I'll tell you, the best Halloween in the series has got to be Halloween 3: Season of the Witch. That was great. There's no Michael Myers in that at all. It's just a bunch of I think it's like Irish alien androids that want to make that have like snakes come out of kids' eyes. Like, I don't know.
Sounds like our current government.
The fact that they had to the fact that they had to write over 20 movies, or no, like 19 movies.
Yeah, I never understood H2O because they were like, there's no water in it at all.
Yeah.
You know, Busta Rhymes in it.
Yeah, and then what is it? So yeah, I think the next one is Halloween Kills, and then the one after that is Halloween Ends. That was actually 2018. I actually liked that one.
Yeah,
decent.
It was okay. I mean, like them to retcon Laurie Strode dying at the in the beginning of, I want to say it was Halloween, whatever, like 7 or 8 or whatever, the one after H2O. Like she dies at the beginning. Like he stabs her and throws her off a roof, you know, and then and then she's just gone. But then in this one they don't. Yeah, so it's like, again, they don't tell you anything that happened.
Yeah, no, they've retconned 9 movies.
Yeah, and Halloween 2 takes place on the day after Halloween. You know,
look, here we go. Yeah, the Halloween film series and a direct sequel to the 1978 film of the same name, while effectively retconning all previous sequels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that was a good move though, because like, you know, I think it's much more interesting to have it like 40 years later. You know, Laurie hasn't seen Michael in 40 years, and for 40 years she's been preparing for him to come back, and she looks like this crazy old lady, when really she's like the only one with any sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it was Halloween 6. I think is the one with the Curse of Michael Myers. I want to say that's the one with Paul Rudd's first appearance, where he plays a young Tommy Jarvis. Yeah. No, not Tommy Jarvis, but
no, that's Tommy Jarvis.
Yeah, that's Friday the 13th. Yeah. But yeah, so like that, I think in that one they explain how like Michael is like he's like this like he's like this cult baby. Like there's a cult for Michael Myers, and they keep bringing him back, and he's like undefeatable and all this. So like they're explaining how he keeps like not dying. And it's like, it's stupid. I'm not like, I was just like, what the fuck is this?
I think the coolest thing about the Halloween movies is that the actual Michael Myers mask is just a Captain Kirk mask, but like
it's just
fucked up.
It's like it was like William Shatner mask that they fucked up.
Yeah, Captain Kirk mask. Here we go.
Hey, yeah.
Look at it. It's so weird.
Oh man! Yeah,
never look at William Shatner again.
Oh man, he is funny to read on Twitter, man. Like he's one of my favorite people to follow on Twitter, because he's like, I don't even know if it's actually him, you know, but he like says some of just the weirdest shit, and it's just like I'm like,
wow. Weird Twitter accounts. There's so many good ones. Have you ever heard of Kim Kardashian?
Which one?
Have you ever heard of Kim Kardashian?
Yeah.
It like mixes Kim Kardashian's and it's a philosopher Kierkegaard, his like quotes. So it mixes tweets from Kim Kardashian, his quotes, and they're all like really deathly and despairing. It's like just got out of the bath and I feel like we're in an infinite universe and we're all gonna die. And it's like,
that is cool.
And then
I gotta follow that one. There's one that what is it? One that I love is Nihilist Arby's. It's like we're all going to die one day and the world means nothing. Enjoy Arby's. It's like
it's so good.
It's one of my favorite ones.
There's some Twitter accounts that are just so good.
Yeah, it's just oh man, it's good. Like and it's like what's that one? Yeah, like Nihilist Arby's. I think the only person they follow is Justin Bieber.
Oh God.
It's just so funny. I would like to do like a parody account like that, but I have had like a couple of different ones. But as soon as I saw my name was like I could get add Evan Landon instead of putting like Villainous Cinema or anything like that. I was just like, oh well, there's no way I'm not gonna take my own name.
Yeah.
I gotta take it. So. I could do that with pretty much everything, but I was like, yeah. So like when I tell people about the podcast or anything like that, and I'm like, hey, get a hold of me on Twitter at Evan Landon, So it's like that's where you can go. So I've got like I don't know. I think I'm close to like 11.1K followers now, something like that. Just like I give people a follow for a follow, and I give people shout outs as much as I can. And I mean, because life's too short to be a dick to people. That's what I think.
Yeah, Dara.
Yeah, come on, Dara.
I'm like the least dickish person on this podcast.
Man, will you come
Yeah,
off?
yeah, I'm being a narcissist too.
Hold on.
Wow.
Here we have Thomas who threatens people on Twitter.
No,
Okay.
no.
Thomas who threatens people on Twitter, and Jared who's always talking about my mom.
No. Let's get this straight. I don't threaten people on Twitter.
Alright, do you want me to bring up a tweet?
Threaten me.
Hold on. Twitter. Hope I'm not my personal Twitter, but
Jesus, please don't open up our Twitter, man. Oh man, please.
I'm
I've been shitposting on it all day. Come on. Don't pull up the Paul Roseberry tweet there.
Alright, you can definitely tell this is Jared right here, okay?
That wasn't
me.
What? Okay, never mind. Thomas wanted to be nice for once. Thomas, how have you not shitposted at all?
I told you I haven't shitposted in ages, man.
Alright, let's find it. Thomas is giving out himself. This is why he does the typing.
It's not about myself. I'm bullying myself.
Why have you not like fucking threatened anyone in weeks? Jesus, Thomas, well done. Alright, fair play. I can't argue that. You haven't threatened anyone in years.
I'll kill you.
Yeah, one thing we noticed today after we were going really in depth with our analytics, that Twitter is like our biggest source of like, we've more followers on Twitter than like on YouTube, so like we have a lot of stuff going on Twitter, but so few people from Twitter check out our YouTube. It's weird. I can hear myself off someone's mic.
Yeah, so can I. But here, go on anyway.
But yeah, we found out like Reddit is brilliant for getting views.
Yeah, it's
we
actually
kind of doubled down on that today.
Yeah, that was something that my old band used to do. To get to the front page of Reddit, they had like 2 or 3 different accounts, and if you hit up on 3 different accounts, if you get 3 ups, then it goes to the front page. So they would kind of cheat and do that. Get people to listen to the songs and everything. So if you guys, there's a trick for you. Just
So if you get 3 up on 3 different Reddit pages, you go to the front page.
Yeah. Yep. It's kind of like it's and to me, I don't know. It's like you ever see people on Facebook who like their own statuses?
I do, Dara.
It's like I'm like these people like smelling their own farts.
Yeah, it's like a boomer kind of thing.
You know I hate myself. Why would I ever like my own shit?
That got deep. That went from like here to here. It's in a second.
Bro, that's deep.
Oh, that's deep.
Apologies.
We're getting to some really deep shit here in the podcast.
Billy Eilish's post to he was okay if like she was not like in the. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, to lighten the mood, here we go. Here's some kittens.
Thank you. We'd finish up in the next 5 minutes, so
Oh, cool. Yeah. Right on.
I'm just gonna ask real quick, what's the scariest horror movie you've watched?
Scariest horror movie? Princess Diaries 2, Roll Engagement. No,
Hoodwinked.
Okay.
George of the Jungle? No.
Yes.
Shoot. I'm trying to think of the scariest one. I mean, when I was a kid.
Other way. Yeah, that's it.
When I was a kid, I guess The Exorcist. I think The Exorcist. I thought that one was the scariest when I was a kid. I watch it now and I just think it's, I think it's just really cool and kind of funny. But yeah, when I was a kid, The Exorcist. So I'd go with that. But I mean, the scariest one. I mean,
Oh fuck.
I don't know. Like it would have to be something like something very Lovecraftian, because I love those body horror movies. I like anything that's like a body horror. So like, I don't know. Color Out of Space, I think, was really scary too. As far as like new ones, that was really cool.
Hey, Dar, will you look that up there, Dar? Colorado Springs. I haven't heard of that one. No, that's
Yeah, get the arrows out of my face.
No, Colorado. Oh my god.
Color Out of Space. Yeah, that one.
Thomas,
So
what
as
in
far as-
Colorado? Fuck you, Thomas. I was right.
Well, color wrong. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a great Lovecraftian body horror movie that's recent. And plus, Nicolas Cage is in it, so any Cage rage you can,
Pretty cool.
Cage rage. I've never heard that phrase before.
It's what it's called.
I can't wait to tell people about Cage Rage now. Thank you.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, is that an MMA thing? No.
No. It's a Nicolas
I've never
Cage.
heard
If you
of
needed
that.
it, watch
Nicolas Cage.
watch Vampires Kiss.
I feel like
It's a pure
he's
Cage
one
rage.
great movie. And then he just tried to do as many movies as he could.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wanted to when Mandy is a fucking great movie, man. That is like I'd give that one 5 out of 5 stars too. So
I think honestly, the last thing I think he was good in was Kick-Ass.
National Treasure.
I didn't know he was in Kick-Ass.
yeah, when
National Treasure 2.
he's like isn't he like on fire? And he's just like screaming at his daughter. He's like, I'm like, oh, that's a new voice.
Yeah,
Sorry.
like, I didn't know Nicolas Cage could make me sad. It made me laugh, but
Yeah, no. He's been around for a long time. He's definitely a great actor. But he makes some very, very strange decisions though.
yeah, from some questionable movie picks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why Ghost Rider 2?
Well, Idris Elba was in that.
Yeah, but it's
True.
I mean, I enjoyed the first one as a child because, oh my god, motorcycle, oh my god, skeleton, oh my god, fire. That's awesome.
Oh, I absolutely loved Ghost Rider when I was a kid, but the movies, I wasn't really into it.
Yeah,
I
looking
wasn't.
back on it, it's like,
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? At least we have a Ghost Rider movie,
exactly.
I guess so.
I mean,
So you can
hopefully we'll get one in the future with the MCU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Disney.
They're in talks to cast Keanu for that.
I don't know. That's not for him.
What do you mean? He has his own motorbike company. That would be a perfect cast.
Yeah, no, that dude needs to play like the Jesus of that universe.
What, like Eternity?
Actually, one film I am looking forward to though is the Dara. Can you look up the Phase Rug movie? For the Phase cinematic universe.
Yeah.
You know what? Phases. It's like a clan in Call
Like
of Duty.
Phase
They're
Clan
getting
from
their
Call
own
of Duty.
cinematic.
Let me just wash your mouth out because fuck me.
They're like early 2000s, these guys playing video games. They think they're
This movie looks
movie stars.
terrible.
Oh
This
man.
one. This looks
Oh
good.
man. Okay, yeah. I think I hate to say this too because I've gotten called every single name in the
Oh, God.
book, but I'm not a big Jordan Peele fan. I'm
I,
just not.
That's
we talked
fair.
about this before. We
Yeah.
heard you got a fuck ton of slack for saying something like that.
I
Yeah,
got
who was
I
that?
got
And what-
so much
who
I got
was-
so much shit from everybody. I got called every single name in the book, names that I didn't even knew existed.
Yeah, and what was it? Another millennial reviewer said something similar. He said
Yeah.
Jordan Peele was overrated, and he like everyone was trying to call him racist and fucking.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that kid, man. He's a really awesome kid.
Yeah,
We should get him on the show.
I'd love to get him on the show.
I mean, that's fair enough. Like, I respect your opinion, except I actually kind of like his movies. I don't think they're the best. I think they're good horror movies in the last like 5 years. Like, you know, if I was to sit down, if you gave me the option to watch like Insidious 5 and like Us, obviously I'm gonna go for Us.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just. Ever since I saw Get Out, and Us didn't really speak to me very much either. So I was just like, I liked Key and Peele. I liked this comedic stuff, but
definitely.
when I was like Get Out, it was boring to me. Like, I didn't understand a lot of the the plot. It was very like, I was just like, I'm just not into it. And then all of a sudden, boom, like, just everyone just started hitting me. Like, they called me a racist and they called me like gay, and it was just like all these things. I'm just like, wow.
Honestly,
I don't like Jordan Peele. Ha, faggot.
Exactly.
What's the logic in that?
I don't know. Like, I just got called every single name in the book, and people are just cussing me out, and I'm like, it's okay to have an opinion about things.
Jesus.
If you can justify it, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I watch a lot of movies.
Right.
Yeah, you watch a lot of movies. If you don't like one or two movies, or even just a director, that's fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's not even like you think Jordan Peele's a bad person or you don't like something about him. I think he's just overrated in terms of his movies.
I just don't find. I mean, you know, like, there's. I respect what he does, and I can see, you know, a lot of the, you know, things and societal things that he's bringing up to things. But as far as horror movies, it's just not for me, you know.
Yeah.
But the kind of shit that I like is like body horror stuff, you know, like Color Out of Space. So, but I love the first Candyman movie. I thought the twist ending was really cool.
I haven't seen it. Don't ruin it. No,
I'm not I'm not going to. I'll just say that there is a twist ending.
I mean, like, this, I suppose if they go the same route as the original Candyman, it could be a little bit body horror-ish in terms of, like, you know, open rib cage and stuff like that.
Well, what's really cool about it is that Tony Todd actually had real bees in his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were actually talking about that the other day. Yeah.
He got paid an extra grand.
He got paid $1,000 for every sting. So I think it was 23 times he got stung. So he got a bonus of 23 grand.
Yes. Correct.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's cool.
But that's commitment to your role, like, and to not freak out when they're like stinging you and shit.
Mm-hmm.
To keep it completely calm, like.
Tony Todd's a great actor too.
He is.
Amazing. Yeah. Like every time. I thought he was very underutilized in the Final Destination.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna
because that was something that was one of my tweets. I think when like the last Final Destination movie came out, I like said something that was like, oh man, you know, if you don't enjoy teenagers getting murked in lots of different ways, I don't think we can have anything in common.
Actually, like, I honestly enjoy the campiness of the Final Destination movies. I think the first one, actual good movie. Second one, I think, is like, everyone's like, holy shit, that's the most realistic that could actually happen to me, you know?
Yeah, then there's the one where the girl's like on the uneven bars and she like breaks in half.
Oh, the fucking I
was like,
that's 5 when she's like doing gymnastics and she just lands and slats and breaks.
It just breaks in half. Yeah, I'm like.
I honestly think 5, like 3 and 4 were kind of shit, and then 5 was actually good. I actually enjoyed it for what it was, because, like, you know, it knew what it was. It was actually a good movie as well. You know, it had like the guy, who was it? I can't remember the character's name, but it was Miles Fisher, and he came and like seen them at the dinner and was trying to kill them to, like, you know, break the cycle and shit like that. And then obviously the twist ending.
Yeah.
I think that was so good. Just being like, oh my God.
Yeah, well, I think they could. I mean, that's something that I really do kind of hope that they make another one. Really do.
No, they're rebooting it.
Rebooting it? Oh,
They're rebooting it with the Saw writers, I believe.
Oh.
Well, Saw can stop. That's for sure. They can stop.
Honestly, I'm looking forward to the next one just because it's Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I think they did Saw 1 to 7, and then they did Saw or Jigsaw even, and the next one is kind of a spin-off. It's called Spiral, and it's like a new Jigsaw killer, but he's only targeting cops.
Huh.
I don't know if it's in the same universe or not, but
How relevant
Chris Rock
to
wrote it,
today?
didn't he?
Sorry. What you say, Thomas?
Chris Rock wrote the film, didn't he?
Yeah, he wrote it. Yeah, and he stars in it alongside Samuel L. Jackson.
What are they calling it? Is it Saw?
Spiral from the Book of Saw. Yeah. Hold on.
Was there an update about it today, Jared? Did you just say?
No.
No.
Yeah, here we go.
Spiral from the Book of Saw. Huh. Yeah, that could be good.
Oh, pretty good.
Oh, I think I saw something about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't know Samuel L. Jackson was in it though.
Yeah. There's in the trailer. Obviously, he says, "Motherfucker." He's like, "You want to play games, motherfucker?" It's good. But
we had a guy in recently, and he got called a motherfucker by Samuel L. Jackson, and he was ready to retire.
I'll see if
He
I
was
can
so
get
happy.
that, Final Destination reboot. But I think the thing they could have used Tony Todd so much better because like he kind of acted as everyone kind of thought he was like death, which he kind of was. He was like kind of a guardian angel of sorts because he was like, oh yeah, death has a plan. This shit's coming.
Yeah.
That sounds like
Just be
something
ready.
Thanos would say.
If I swear to God, if they actually made him into death, and like death was actually stalking them in like a physical form, but like they didn't outright come out and say. Oh wait, here we go. Won't be a
reboot. Sweet. That's what I was hoping for. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, because
potentially follow first responders.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, like that, because how would they reboot it? It'd just be them, like the kids getting on the plane again. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, just replay all the death scenes. Like just make a new one. Like,
yeah, but I think I remember hearing about that thing with the first responders. I think that's super smart.
That's cool. I like that.
Because with everything, it's like there's a premonition, and then you see something bad happen. But like with first responders, it's like the bad thing has already happened, and maybe it's like an even worse thing could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like after. So if it was like a gas leak and like first responders get there, and then like fucking huge explosion or some shit. Yeah, here we go. Well, yeah, that a sixth movie was in the works with Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunstan, the writers, and The Collector, and Saw 4 to 3D. Okay.
Yeah, because that one needed to be in 3D. Wasn't 3D the one with Chester Bennington in it?
I think it was actually, yeah. I'll look it up.
Oh man, I kind of liked that one because like I went to go see that one because it was I heard like Chester Bennington gets killed in it, so I was like, oh cool, and then
yeah, wasn't he in the car?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then after that, after when he died, I felt kind of bad for wanting to see his death scene so bad.
Yeah, that was horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, that was unexpected, man. But you never know because even a very close friend of mine committed suicide not too long ago, about like a week or two ago. So it's he was a very close friend of mine, and he was a musician. He was very well loved around here. It was just insane. It was just for that sort of thing to happen. So you never know, what's going on inside people. I've never been there myself, but I always try to bring people up, because my cousin did the same way. I've lost a lot of people to it, and it's like, so I try to make people aware and try to talk to people. It's like, if you have a chance to talk, and I talk a lot, like that's why I do the podcast. Sometimes I talk too much, but if I'm able to make someone's day brighter and they can actually tell me about what's going on in their life, I reach out as much as I can, because I've never been there myself. I get depressed. Everybody gets depressed, but like I've never been that I've never been that bad, you know. And you know, say what you want about theology and stuff like that, but I think Neil deGrasse Tyson said it the best way, is that I don't have any memories of anything before this life, so I can't sit there and tell you that there's anything after it, for sure. That's but way above my pay grade. But all I know is that I've got this one. So if there's something that's going really wrong in my life, I just change certain things in my life, you know. So, but yeah, that's really big. That's a real thing, you know. So that's a shout out to everybody out there. You know, if you're feeling down, depressed, talk to somebody. There's a lot of people, and believe it or not, people are more receptive than you think. So it's important.
Yeah, it's a rough thing to go through.
It is. Yeah.
So if you're feeling that way, talk to somebody, and talk to somebody that you trust, or you know, reach out, you know, and tell people how you're feeling and what's going on in your life. But don't feel so alone. It's the big thing. That's the most important thing.
It is. Yeah.
Wow, that's somber.
I don't think we know how to move on.
I just brought the room down with that.
We were supposed to finish 5 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
But yeah, we talked about it before. If you're not feeling the best, talk to someone.
Yeah.
No one has to go through anything alone.
If you're not feeling the best and you're from Ireland,
if you feel like you have to go through something alone, you don't.
We've
reach out.
Done stuff with Just Man Up Social Club.
Just Man Up Social. Yeah, that's it.
It's for lads who aren't feeling the best. A lot of resources there for you, and yeah, check that out if you're not feeling the best.
Yep.
Or just talk to someone.
Yeah.
But if people want to follow you and they want to check you out, where can they find you?
All right, cool. Got a podcast I'm doing tonight. It's Villainous Cinema. So villainouscinema.com. You can get a hold of me there. Pretty much everything is at Villainous Cinema. If you look up, if you look me up on Instagram, it's under Villainous Cinema. I'm on Facebook, and it's a like page. There's a like page on Facebook, and if you need to hit me up on Twitter, it's at Evan Landon, which is my generic name. Yeah, that's the thing. We're on Patreon too, so we just got a few Patreon backers, and there's some pretty interesting things. So if you're into B movies, cult classics, and VHS trash, and you want to hear a couple of people just laughing and talking about dumb, shitty movies, then check us out. Because that's really all I talk about.
Well, Evan, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on, guys. Please go
pleasure's on this side. Thank you so much, guys.
Check out Evan's podcast.
Oh, it's been great.
Yeah. Right. And thank you for coming on. And everyone who's watched and listened, for watching and listening. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, tell your grandma about the podcast, and
Take handy.
Yeah, I'll give you guys definitely shout out on the podcast tonight too.
Oh, thanks so much, man.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
man.
All right. Have a good day, guys.
Great day.
See you later.